there a server we should join right now?
Group
And what car do I drive? There's no cars available. Semaphore?
Semaphore.
Semaphore. Shit failed.
Yeah. I'm here.
Right password though.
Base password. Capital G, capital A.
Are you a hacker? Is there a space between the E and A? Yeah. We'll be using some Kirby cable today. Tracker.
Had a shortcoming in the first lap. It looked like he went right into the wall, zeroed out his run. We're waiting for the judge's decision. And Andre gets to win. Hi, Jake.
How's it going, bro?
It's going. Yeah, I wasn't too sure if we were live or we're good to go.
Same. I
But
was
we
trying
have
to stay quiet. Yeah.
yeah. Here we go. We have Gregory and Artem going in this competition, the top 32 battle. Let's see how Gregory performs and Artem Kalinsky now here trying to get in the chase. Gregory coming in with a nice initiation, going to the fill out of the first outer zone. Nice fill out transition is really smooth. For the chase driver, Artem is able to keep on the close proximity of Gregory going through outer zone 3 and 4 all the way through to this final outer zones, the final 2 outer zone, final wall ride of this track where they had to get steep angle and momentum throughout the whole track.
Yeah, that last one is a tough one.
We're going to have them come back up to the line. Second lap of this battle. Artem's in the lead. Gregory in the chase.
And they're off. Looks like Artem flicks and just barely misses the wall. Gregory right on his door, giving him just enough room for the transition. Both filling out that zone really nice as he just barely scraped by the wall there. Artem does. Gregory giving him a really great job in the chase here. And he did come a little shallow there on the line, but that's okay. And here's the hard part, is he does miss that zone, but it's hard not to. And they get across the line as a pair.
The judges have come to a decision. Gregory gets the win.
Very fast.
In the next battle. Yeah, the next
Very
battle
fast.
coming out here. Jake, tell me about these next 2 drivers. Have you seen them drive at all during practice?
No, I haven't. Yeah. And same with a lot of these drivers. I've never heard of them, but I like that. Kind of a DCGP vibe.
Yeah.
You know, where it's open entry.
Mm-hmm. Looks like a restart. We have 2 drivers here. You got Vadim Antropov. And you have...
Yeah. I don't want to try.
Novikov?
Yeah.
Novikov in the lead. Vadim Antropov in the chase. Semin Novikov is able to fill out that first outer zone. Really long float into that first outer zone, transitioning to outer zone 2. Nice snappy angle. Went to outer zone 3. And the float is back in all the way into that wall proximity right there. Going up to outer zone 4. Nice float out. And it looks like Vadim is just fighting to keep the same angle, but he is shallowing up line on that final outer zone as Semin Novikov is able to fill out that final outer zone pretty well.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to, as a chase driver, to actually keep your proximity and not shallow on the angle as we're seeing, because the cars are just moving so slow that grip becomes a challenge.
Yeah.
Too much of it, that is. As Semin is now in the chase. And the lead did cross the line there. I don't know if the judges are going to be deducting for that. So he gets on the line. Semin a little bit shallow on that line as well. Here also, today, doing everything to keep his proximity, as that's about 3 zones missed so far. And might make that 4. Nope. Mix it up. And into this last zone. It's hard to keep angle here. And another instant decision from the judges. Going to be Semin Novikov for the win.
Irish lad. Moving on.
Is that right?
Yeah. From Ireland. lot of Irish drivers on the sim that are tearing up the competition scene. You have Vladislav Yakulin and Andreas Skirtov. Skirtov.
I think.
There it is. Skirtov. Well, we're going to work on that. But here we go. Vladislav is able to initiate into that first outer zone. Nice fill out. But here comes Andre. And that nice proximity, able to keep that pocket nice and warm as Vladislav is able to fill out the outer zones throughout the whole track. Nice floating, nice transitions from both of these drivers, being able to mirror each other, kind of like a ballet throughout the whole track. Great chase run from Andre.
Yeah, I think he just set the standard there for, it is possible to keep the proximity and stay in the zones. And Andrew Skirtov skirts off in his first outside zone. As he's right there in the chase. Missed that first outside zone a little bit, but keeping the proximity here into outer zone 3, filling it out perfectly. And into 4, another great chase lead there. Does miss that zone as we come into the last zone. Pretty good job. Pretty good job from Vladislav. See what the judges think. Might not be as quick as the others.
I like what you did there.
I thought you would. I thought you would appreciate that. Yeah.
I was picking up what you're putting down.
Yeah. Well, I learned from a master. You know what I mean?
And it looks like it's a one more time.
As both these drivers head back to the line. We're going to have Vladislav in the lead and Andre in the chase. Good initiation from both drivers. Pulling out that zone, nice. Timing those transitions really well on the chase there is Andre as they come into this next zone. A little bit shallow, but he sacrifices that to keep the proximity into 4. A little bit of a bobble there, keeping it going. And across the line as a pair. It's a beautiful livery on that BMW. I love the chrome normals. Looks really good. And here we go, Vladislav in the chase, Andrew in the lead. Really close on the chase there. Timing the transitions really well. This is a good chase run so far. Perfectly in sync. Very nice as he's actually on his door, pushing him across the line. That was really good. And yep, judges agree. Skirtov with the win. And Here we got Gregory and Semen Novikov. This is a one more time from earlier. A little bit of tap there from the chase. Ooh. I don't know who got out of whack first there, but they actually pick it up together and make it into this last zone across the finish line.
Man, Semen Novikov in the lead.
Semen.
Semen Novikov in the lead. I'm sorry.
Careful.
That's Gregory in the chase. Before I was trying so hard not to say that, but here we go. Semen is able to fill out each zone. Nice transition going into that final outer zone, and Gregory's able to keep up with that chase with the BMW. Oh my goodness.
Looks like there's some contact there in the last zone, and yeah, an instant decision.
Semen gets the win. You know, it'd be funny if we're actually saying his name wrong.
Right. And by trying to
like
trying to not, yeah, we just ruined
yeah,
it. And he's like,
yeah,
right.
Yeah, that happens. No, this is the.
I don't think that happens, but
the grade 8 battle. For the group A.
This is a one more time, right? Yes. This is the one more time from earlier.
Yeah. Oh yeah, this is actually the one more time from earlier. Semen is able to initiate into that first outer zone. A little bit of contact right off the rip with the initiation, and Andre is able to keep up that proximity as close as possible. And going all the way out to the final 3 outer zones, Semen is able to keep that momentum going, to keep that chase driver right in the pocket.
As a chase driver here, I think you're just dragging the left foot brake the whole time, it looks like. So they're kind of struggling to keep angle and proximity. You can't let off the gas, but you also can't let off the brake.
Seems like there's a lot of clutch dragging in this track, a lot as well. And if they're not using the left foot brake, they're able to float out with the clutch drag. But here's Andre. Oh, contact on initiation both times from Semen. And Andre is able to continue on with the lap, even though that contact was made. And Andre is able to fill out each zone with close proximity to that wall. To the final 3 outer zones. There's that left foot brake we'll see on that final outer zone. And Andre gets the win. And now we're going to get a quick break to load in our group. Buffy came in just in time.
At the
Man.
same damn time. At the
Same damn time. Here we go. We got our guys out here practicing, doing some laps, doing some lappy laps. This track is crazy.
I'm actually trying to get my pedals app to appear on screen. I've had this. Where
or it's fun to say his name. Anyway, Gregory Andreev versus Alexander Shirmarsky. Here we go. Alexander versus Gregory. Let's see if Gregory is able to pull off a win here. Going into a nice initiation to that first outer zone. Oh, beautiful fill out. Transitioning all the way through into outer zone 2. Nice angle, smooth as can be, using that left foot brake to fill out that third outer zone. Looks like he had to angle up a little bit to get himself set up for the last 3 outer zones with the transition. Another left foot brake to slow down momentum, and now stabilizing it with the left foot brake through that final outer zone. Nice fill out with that Mercedes Benz.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah, Gregory being bougie, bad and bougie.
Is that a GT3 car? I think it is.
It might be.
Kinda.
Well, it. I'm pretty sure that chassis does race GT3. I don't know if that model is a GT3 though.
Right. That's what I was wondering. That'd be kind of bizarre if it was. And they're off the line. Looks like a good start to this one as Alexander does cut a little bit inside there. But the Mercedes manages to keep proximity and follow that line really well. Matching the angle, timing the transition is just right as he surges up to his door. Same thing here as we get into this next outer zone. Doing a great job of the chase, so a great job on the lead as well. We definitely cut that one a little bit short, and they're going to come across the line together. That was a good chase overall. It's like an instant decision from the judges. Gregory gets the win.
Gregory gets the win. Them Lithuanians, man. Driving some cool cars. Can drive like a maniac on the track. Here we go. We're getting ready for our next battle. We have Ahmed versus our ship. And I think our ship has his windshield wipers on. I don't know if you hear that, but here it goes. Ahmed is able to fill out the first outer zone as our hip is able to transition and keep that proximity, but makes contact with the wall. Forces the zero in the chase, but Ahmed needs to finish his lap in order to have a complete lap. Well, it looks like
It's like a rerun.
Rerun. There's a connection.
Yeah.
Connection issue here, but Ahmed coming in here with a nice initiation. It's the first outer zone, able to fill it out. Second outer zone, nice fill up as well. 2 80 Supras. Oh no! I don't know if there's a connection issue on here. Ahmed looks like he's stable on my side. Then going into the final outer zone, good fill out. All the way through.
Yeah, he's
Huge
stable on my
mistake.
side as well. To me, what it looks like is he just has way too much grip in his car.
Yeah.
This track calls for a lot of rear sway bar and a lot of tire pressure so that you can stay in the zone, right? Otherwise, you're just naturally getting pushed out of it. And Ahmed at this chase as barely makes it. They're definitely cutting this line a little bit shallow, doing the same thing that happened when he was in the lead. Missed this zone entirely. This one's going to be interesting because we have a lot of mistakes from both drivers. Next zone, both managing to fill it out and some contact with the wall. Looks like our hip indeed is going to zero out and Ahmed gets the win.
It's so weird. We usually during lunchtime when we're out here commentating with from last year, Rahman is able to get into that final outer zone and stay right there locked in. Beautiful fill out in the lead. Beautiful lead lap. Sergey is going to be in the lead now. We have Rahman in the chase with the Ferrari, Penguins Ferrari. Here we go. Coffee's hitting in. Red Bull's hitting in. I had coffee and Red Bull. Sergey coming in. Oh, no. The chase driver had to slow up on that initiation. Sergey's able to hit that second outer zone, third outer zone. Beautiful fill out. Oh my God, he almost made contact with that wall. Sergey is able to transition. Here's the last 3 zones. And oh my goodness, Rahman is out there with the Penguins. Ferrari getting that close proximity all the way to that final outer wall. Beautiful fill out. Like I was saying, it's usually lunchtime with me and then it's early morning with you.
Yeah, it's 7:11 a.m. right now.
And Rahman gets the win.
I think I just lost another app off the screen. Whew, that's rough.
There we go. We have Zaid Abu Hussein in the lead. And Timur all the way in the chase and using that left foot brake to kind of keep himself with not really oh, there is that surge right in the door of Zaid Abu Hussein as he is going in and filling out each zones, keeping a midline throughout all the track. And Tamir is able to keep that proximity going. Zaid Abu Hussein is able to do a great job in the lead. And Tamir is going to be now leading. Let's see if he could follow up on the show. Zaid Abu Hussein is able to keep that close proximity. Here we go. Tamir, nice initiation to that first outer zone. Zaid is able to keep that close proximity. Huge angle. A huge angle makes him fall out of the outer zone 2 from what I'm seeing. And then able to fill out outer zone 3, going to outer zone 4. A little bit of a bobble going into outer zone 4. Transition all the way out into the final outer zone. People a nice deep line towards the last half of that zone. Tamir is able to be consistent with staying in the zones at times, but it seemed like the angle fell out, made him fall out. But we'll see what the judges say, and they do have a decision. Tamir gets the win and moves on.
You look at the back of Zaid's car, he's got this massive tailpipe coming out next to his chrome drivetrain. It looks cool. I like that.
Man, I like this Ferrari, man.
Who's Ferrari? Who do we got?
Gregory Andreev.
Yes, yeah, it is a nice Ferrari. Or wait, no, you mean Mercedes?
I mean, Mercedes, sorry.
Yeah, it's a really nice Ferrari. No.
Sorry, Red Bull. Gregory coming out here, being able to fill out the first outer zone. Ahmed is trying to keep the proximity. It looked like he's straightened out.
Yeah, now this does look like connection issues to me.
Mm-hmm.
But he managed to fill out the last zone.
Yeah, now it's looking like connection issues.
Right.
I was thinking about the Ferrari too while I was looking at Gregory's car. I believe he drove the Ferrari last year. I gotta double check. I gotta fact check that.
Was there a public Ferrari or something, or you mean his private car?
It was like he was probably the car. There was 2 Ferraris that was competing last year, and they were just animals. But here's Ahmed able to initiate our first outer zone, and Gregory is keeping safe distance to Ahmed. So he knows that there has been previous connection issues, and that Mercedes is out there just trying to keep a nice mirroring of angle. It's not fully mirrored to Ahmed, but able to just flow with him throughout the whole track and not forcing the connection issue to be an issue. And Gregory gets the win and moves on.
If anybody who's not familiar with sim racing, specifically online sim racing, we have something called a net code, where if you get too close to someone with a bad connection, the computer could anticipate you having a collision and actually cause a collision. Looks like Timur is a little bit shallow coming in. I don't know whose fault that was. As they come into 2, looking actually really solid as they're picking it up. Timur's right there in the chase. And a quick transition into 4. Let's see how they do in the last one. Does skip that one in the chase, but I think I've seen everybody do that today, and they come across the line together. That Ferrari's pretty nice. I like that.
Yeah.
It's a surprisingly good drift chassis.
He backed into that first outer zone. That was crazy.
And he barely keeps enough proximity there. Ramon in the chase, more in the lead. And they transition into 2, looking really good, putting that Ferrari where it needs to be. You can see the discs actually glowing for the brake effects because of how hard these guys are dragging the brake. And Ramon comes into this next zone, actually managing to clip that zone a little bit and coming across the line together. I think the lead and chase line looks really similar for these.
Tamar gets the win. Now we have a grade A battle here to see who is going to go against Andre in the final 4 battle. Gregory in the lead. Mercedes, nice little flick, using that left foot brake to float his car and stabilize his car into the first outer zone. Going to outer zone 2. Beautiful transition, filling that out. Transition 3. Oh, some contact on the transition, but it doesn't seem to upset Gregory. As a huge correction from Timur, as he is trying to keep that proximity alive throughout the whole lap. We're gonna have Timur now go into lead, and Gregory in the chase.
It's like Timur's having some issues with his wheels clipping his body too. I'm not sure if that's affecting his ride. It could or couldn't be.
Go.
Ooh, and he throws that backy to get into 1. Gregory does anticipate it this time though, as he saw it last time. And we're doing a surprisingly smooth job through the rest of the run, actually matching the angle really good here is Gregory. So we come into 4, I believe. And then another backy into the last zone across the line. He may need some front sway bar for that car.
Gregory Andreev gets the win. Yeah.
Coffee shop expensive or just expensive?
No, I'm saying it's not too expensive. It's for a cup of coffee, like it's reasonably priced, so like gas station pricing.
You
Like
know, I'm
the side
tired
place?
because I was Googling something and I just naturally started typing coffee. God dang it.
So like for frozen coffee, of course, is gonna be expensive. More expensive than regular coffee, but
Right, blended.
I've had like breakfast there, and I spent like $10 for a cup of coffee, orange juice, in like a breakfast like wrap.
Oh, that's not bad. That's not bad
It's
at all.
not, no. So Boston, sponsor me. The whole city of Boston. Sponsor me.
All of it.
Stanislav Tarasov is also in the Mercedes. We're letting our drivers get some warm-ups down. There we go. These guys are out there just shredding. Whoa, I'm watching David just go in there, just flicking that car into each zone. Crazy. No mercy. We'll let these guys finish up some practice laps. And we'll get back to the show. This is Group C. We're going to see who's on the first side of the finals on the right side of the bracket. Here we go, our first battle. Stanislav Tarasov in the lead. Bogdan Grinko in the chase. Bogdan is, shallowing up the lines to try to keep up the proximity of Stanislav. Looks like this might be also a connection issue with Bogdan. And Stanislav Tarasov is able to fill out the outer zones beautifully. A little bit of a sloppy chase from Grinko. Was able to keep some proximity. Oh, backs off a little bit, almost forced a collision with that 400Z. We have them switch sides. Stanislav Tarasov in the chase. Grinko is able to fill out that first outer zone. Beautiful fill out. The second outer zone was great as well. Angles up and then transitions into the third outer zone. And not as close proximity as Stanislav Tarasov when he did his lead. But here we go in the final two outer zones. Very shallow in the zones, Bogdan, compared to Stanislav. And Stanislav does get the win. Quick decision by the judges.
I've been trying to solve my app off-screen issue. I think I almost got it. What a bizarre thing to just...
David Dasco in the lead. Vitaly Fokin into the chase. Vitaly is able to keep that proximity alive as David is able to fill out each zone with huge angle, nice momentum, using the left foot brake to keep himself stabilized in there. And a little bit of contact on that final outer zone, but doesn't upset David as he finishes at that lap. Now we have David now in the chase. Vitaly Fokin in the chase, in the lead.
And David comes off the line. Looks like Vitaly's setup is having him ride real low as David comes up in the chase with a beautiful Circuito livery. Love to see that. Matching the angle really well as they transition into 4 here. Letting go of a little bit of proximity, but he's matching the angle well and he's keeping it clean, filling out the zone all the way. And in this tricky last zone, does manage to surge up a little bit. It was a pretty solid chase run.
David gets the win, moves on. We have Arseny versus Walter. Walter's going to be in the chase. Arseny is going to be in the lead. Whoa, that was a very late initiation from Arseny. From what I'm seeing. But here we go. Walter is going to continue on and try to keep that proximity all the way in and chase down Arseny throughout the whole lap, but I think he might have zeroed that initiation. We'll see what the judges will deem that going into that final outer zone. It's a very fast track.
Very fast track?
Yeah, like time-wise, it seems like it
like it happens quickly. Yeah, absolutely. I thought you were being sarcastic.
No.
And Arseny in the chase as he comes up. It looks like Walter did make some contact with the wall, but they continue on as if nothing happened. Arseny filling out that zone really good. Timing the transition, and then he straightened there a little bit. We'll see what the judges make of that, whether or not that's a 0. Arseny carrying on as... Oh, no. I think what happened there is what happens when you let off the gas to slow yourself and, in turn, catch just a little bit too much grip.
Yeah. This is going to be a one more time battle. Arseny is going to be in the lead. Walter in the chase yet again. Arseny coming out here. Bang. Initiation. Nice flick. A lot better than last time. Arseny is able to fill out the first 2 zones. Here comes the 3rd zone. Wow, real close to that outer wall in outer zone 3. And transitions into outer zone 4. Here comes Walter trying to keep that proximity and dial it in and fill out each zone as best as possible. And Arseny is doing a great job in the lead, giving them that door.
Walter is right on his door. Arseni is, as they transition into this next zone. Walter with that beautiful livery, I love that. And Arseni surges up, not quite filling out that zone. It looks like he might have made a change to the setup of his car as he handbrakes into the last zone, doing everything he can to keep up and across the line.
And Arseni gets the win. Moves on. All right. We have Boa Seznov versus Gatis JC Lovicius. Gosh, that was a tongue twister. JC Lovicius coming in with a nice initiation, going into that first outer zone. Gatis is able to make some bumper taps to that first outer wall. And here's Boba Seznov going in that nice pocket of JC Lovicius all the way into outer zone 3 and 4. Beautiful fill out from the BMW going to the final outer zone and able to be as smooth as butter on the last half of that lap. JC Lovicius. Huge initiation from Vova, but JC Lovicius is able to reel in the proximity of Vova as he is transitioning all the way into outer zone 3 and 4. Oh, beautiful chase from JC Lovicius. And final outer zone, keeping that proximity. It looked like he was going to make contact, but just locked in and stayed in the pocket.
Just narrowly avoided that contact there at the end.
There's a one more time. I guess they want me to say JC Lovicius more. That was a tongue twister, man. I saw that name and I had to practice it. JC Lovicius is able to initiate. I think there was a contact on initiation, but able to fill out that first outer zone. Great job going to outer zone 2. Now the 3. Oh, another contact from the chase driver, possibly forced him to wall tap. Into outer zone 4. Nice fill out from JC Lovicius as he's going at 5 and 6. And the chase driver is shallowing up the line so he can keep that proximity all the way through.
And he initiates really quick flick, matching that angle perfectly. Oh no. And that's going to be a 0, unfortunately. I'm not sure if he did that all by himself. I think so, though.
You're going to be looking at the replay to see who was at fault for the contact, if it was JC Lovicius or Vova Seznov. JC Lovicius gets the win. Now we're doing our top 16 battle of the Group C. Stanislav Tarasov versus David Lasko. David getting a jump start right off the rip. You know, Stanislav Tarasov was very fast. I don't know if Stanislav was late on the initiation. Possibly looks from my connection side. But here he is going to fill out the outer zone 2-3, and nice fill out with that Mercedes. Outer zone 4, and David is keeping that proximity crazy close to that Mercedes.
So is Stanislav sharing this car with
I think they did the
With
same
Gregory?
thing last year. I believe they were both in Ferraris. That's why I was trying to figure out who was in Ferraris. And I think they're teammates. So
And Stanislav initiates, keeping a low angle there so he can keep the proximity, putting his wheel right against the door of that beautiful EDF livery. And they come into two, matching the angle really well too. Stanislav just putting on a show here. I love to see it. Perfectly into this next zone. Well, a little bit shallow in the lead here, but Stanislav matches that on the line as they cross the finish, door to wheel. Wheel to door?
rubber to door. Stanislav gets the win. He was pretty close proximity with that.
Putting tire marks on the door.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we'll work on that.
And Arseni is in the lead. JT Ulavicius is in the chase. Beautiful initiation from Arseni, able to get to that outer wall. And here comes JC Ulavicius in the chase to keep that proximity all the way in, a little bit farther back so he could get this transition. Huge surge, makes some contact. JC Ulavicius unfortunately makes huge contact with Arseni, which is a very, very bad cause right there. It's gonna be advantage for Arseni. Possibly. Not a judge.
Right. You always got to throw in that disclaimer, huh?
Always.
As JT Ulavicius leads and Arseni chases, keeping a little bit of gap there in the chase and a little bit shallow as well. But one thing he is doing is matching the angle, and I may have spoke too soon as they transition into 4. He did catch up there, now matching the angle really well, staying on the same line somewhat as they cross the finish line together. That's quite the livery for Arseni here.
So one more time. Arseni out here initiating to that first outer zone. Beautiful fill out. Transitioning to outer zone 2. Great smooth run from Arseni. Oh, contact with the wall. It doesn't seem like there was a contact forced by the chase driver. And Jason which was able to keep that proximity alive, going all the way through.
What a name.
JC Levicius.
Yeah, how many syllables is that?
That's a lot. I can't count that high.
Yeah, me neither.
JC Levicius. Wow, that's a lot, dude.
It's a lot.
JC Levicius with a huge initiation to that first outer zone. And able to keep it there going into outer zone 2. You have Arseni, or Young Buck, trying to keep his battle alive Huge mistake on his lead lap, but JC Olivicius is doing a great job in the lead, just being able to fill out each zones, knowing he needs to have a safe run, and he does do that. Looks like this is going to be a clear-cut decision. And JC Olivicius gets the win. And this is our grade 8 battle. JC Olivicius versus Stanislav Tarasov. Yep, grade 8 battle. Here we go. JC Olivicius in the chase. Stanislav Tarasov in the lead. Mercedes versus BMW. Stanislav Tarasov is able to keep in that first outer zone. Nice transition. JC Olivicius, huge angle in the chase to slow himself down and keep that proximity alive. And all of a sudden, Stanislav Tarasov is in outer zone 3, rubbing his back bumper against the outer wall. Outer zone 4, good fill out. Here comes the last 2 outer zones. Oh, too much speed from JC Olivicius to try to keep that proximity alive, but forces a contact. And now we're going to have them switch sides.
Yeah, that was a lot of contact for not upsetting the car very much. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
He managed to point himself where he needed to be to survive that. Looks like Stanislav Tarasov in the chase now, driving this Mercedes. As they initiate, he's low on angle, but uses that to keep the proximity, as JC Olivicius does collide with the wall again there. And coming into 4, looks like Stanislav Tarasov is playing it safe, wondering if it's going to happen again. And there he picks up some proximity as we make that sharp transition into our last zone, barely missing the wall. Great angle matching there.
And Stanislav Tarasov gets the win!
Couple of GGs in the chat.
GG's, brother. Like the last year's IVDC promo video, that song got stuck in my head for months on end. Captain Morgan in my cup.
Oh yeah, I remember. Right. Yeah.
Muhammad Ali is out here. Amar. Vladimir Grotov. We have another Mercedes out in the field.
Who's
Figure that out. We got another Mercedes out there.
is there physics for that or something?
Possibly. Yeah, Alexander Element rocking a Mercedes as well.
I have respect for whoever found a Mercedes out there and measured it up for drift physics. Pretty bold of you.
Pretty bold. And it's funny because I think first season of IVDC, everybody was running a flanker. Last year, I was seeing a lot more Ferraris, and this year,
a flanker. What's that?
It's kind of like a Corvette, like physics wise, but it's a very rare car in real world.
The Flanker F. Okay, it's like a supercar.
These guys were shredding with it, man.
Oh, it's a new car. Like it was made in 2018 for a drift event. That's cool.
And Alexander Element gets a buy run in that Mercedes. And we'll see him rock and roll.
It's kind of built like a Viper, you know?
Yeah, I would say that. Freaking sick car driving around.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a 360. All right.
Let me see it.
Show
That was
off.
actually really clean. I'm not
Yeah,
gonna
it
lie.
was. Alexander Adamovich versus Muhammad Ali.
And the GT86 with the blinkers. Like that.
Take it away, Jake.
And Alexander in the lead. Looks like he's speeding right next to that wall. That was definitely an interesting initiation as Muhammad Ali finally starts to make sense of it and gets that proximity. Angle matching really well too, giving him room for the transition. Then coming into 4, both drivers looking really solid. And into 5, he's still right there, filling out the zone well. And he does lose him a little bit, but manages to surge up. Depending on how this next run goes, that we'll see how important that mistake is. And it looks like now we got drivers actually driving back to pits. Oh, and they reset. Fresh tires. Now we're going to have Muhammad in the lead. Alexander in the chase. Oh, and some contact on initiation. It looks like Alexander does a instinct reset. During competitions, I always like to unbind my reset button because I'll naturally hit it right after a run.
It looks like Alexander gets to win.
Oh.
Yeah. From the judges, they choose that. Here we go. We have Amar. Going in. Vladimir coming out there with the Mercedes. Another Mercedes out here, but different livery. Able to fill out each zone. It's outer zone 3. Beautiful fill out. Going all the way out there to outer zone 3. Trying to keep that proximity with that wing, but able to fill out outer zone 4. And floats into outer zone 5 and 6 with nice angle. And looks like the previous battle, Muhammad Ali double initiated. That's what caused him to lose that battle.
Interesting. So they do not want you to drift left, then drift right, then initiate.
Yeah.
If anyone is wondering, that is what the double initiation means. Is they come off the line, Vladimir in the Mercedes, not sure how to take this initiation, but he manages to surge up there, and we transition together very well, matching the angle. Coming into 4 as he surges, looks like he's having some problems with the grip, and as I say that, we collide into the wall. Looks like an instant decision from the judge on fault. That will be Vladimir's win. And on to the next battle.
Here we go. Thomas versus Mikhail. Thomas coming in with a funky initiation, floating himself right into the wall.
There's contact there.
Was it?
Yeah.
Going into second outer zone, able to go to outer zone 3. And here comes Mikhail trying to keep that proximity alive as well on outer zone 3 and 4, but has to back out a little bit and then dive back into the pocket to the final outer zone.
Yeah, it looks like right in the middle of the transition there, he got a little bump from behind.
A JZX 90 is pretty sick looking, to be honest.
Seriously, the BMW is too, though. I love the livery on the BMW. As they transition, giving him a lot more room this time, as Tomas not sure how to take the initiation, but he's starting to get the picture, or perhaps he's playing it safe because of the contact. As we come into our next zone, Tomas times that transition there perfectly, filling out the entire zone. Skipped that last zone and the first part of this one, and across the line. I think that contact is going to have a lot to do with this. As there's the decision. Looks like Mikhail gets the win because of a double initiation on Tomas's part.
Here we go. We have our next battle coming up here. Alexander Element in the lead, and Alexander Element versus Adamich. Element is able to fill out that first outer zone. Element is doing a great job in the lead with that Mercedes-Benz, trying to keep that proximity alive to that. Oh, there it is in that outer zone. 5 going to 6. Nice fill out from him in the lead. Adamovich was able to keep the proximity and the aggressiveness in the chase. Let's see if Alexander could do that with the Mercedes.
And Alexander approaches in the Mercedes, barely missing the wall. There is the lead driver as they do a snappy initiation into 3 there, and perfectly timed transition into 4. Sorry, I said initiation, I meant transition. Matching the angle really well as Alexander, as this has been a really solid chase run. And coming across the line together. Very quick decision from the judges as Alexander Element gets the win.
Now we have our final battle of our top 16. Vladimir Krodov versus Mikhail. Mikhail in that JZX90 able to keep that proximity and mirror the angle of Vladimir Krodov with that Mercedes all the way into outer zone 2. Outer zone 3 is a good fill out all the way through to outer zone 4. Wow, Vladimir is on rails throughout each zone. And here comes Mikhail trying to close in the proximity on that final outer zone, but not I don't think that proximity that he had there would be a big win. Good consistent proximity throughout the whole track, but we'll see how Vladimir pulls off with the Mercedes.
Yeah, you're absolutely right about him being on rails. As Mikhail initiates, and Vladimir initiates perfectly to matching the angle, keeping the proximity. Perfectly timed transition into 3-2. This is just a show from both drivers. As he's struggling with the speed a tiny bit there, we come into 4. Both drivers doing a great job. Mikhail did looks like a little bit too snappy of a transition, almost a backy there. And the judge's instant decision is Vladimir.
The cockpit of that Mercedes is so small.
I've not looked.
Yeah, I was watching from cockpit, and there's
Oh wow.
no room. Yeah, it's really small. Very, very similar to the Viper. I don't know how these guys are driving it.
Yeah, that's got to be a GT3 car, some sort.
Yeah. Well, here we go. Alexander Element in the lead. Vladimir is in the chase. Oh, some contact right on initiation. Mercedes on Mercedes battle here. As Alexander is able to transition and fill out outer zone 2. And it looks like Vladimir has to float that car in, using throttle modulation to keep that proximity right there where he needs to be. And now surging into the pocket in that final outer zone. Going all the way around. Beautiful fill out.
I wonder what about the Mercedes is making it so popular here.
It's different, probably.
It's a big car, little track, you know?
Yeah.
That guy, little
like
coat,
Mercedes.
you know? As Alexander transitions in behind Vladimir, giving him a lot of room, not knowing exactly what he's going to do. Vladimir tapping the wall there. As a nicely timed initiation from Alexander Element coming into zone 4. He picks up all the proximity. Another perfectly timed transition. Alexander Element giving a great chase run here. Wow, pushing him across the finish line. Oof.
And Alexander gets the win and moves on Here we go. Our final four battles. We're gonna 1, 2, 3, 4 more battles. We're gonna see who wins and goes to the battle for first and second place. Who loses will go to the battle for third place. Andre is in the lead. Andre is in the chase, coming in here with the BMW. Huge angle on the chase to slow himself down when Gregory is able to do a little bit of a correction to set up himself for outer zone 2 and going to outer zone 3. And oh man, getting close proximity towards the end of outer zone 3, and now the transition to the final 3 outer zones. Let's see if Andrea can keep that close proximity that he has been doing throughout the whole lap, and he is mirroring the angle. A little bit of a tire rub on the door of Gregory Andrew.
Couple of long boys here, huh?
Long boys.
And Gregory initiates behind Skirtov as they come into this first wall, making nice proximity there. Is Gregory surging up and into zone 4. Both drivers filling out the zone perfectly, keeping good proximity there, timing that transition well. Not a lot of flaws with this run that I'm seeing. Did miss that zone a little bit for both drivers though, as they cross the finish line together. And another instant decision from the judges. Looks like Skirtov gets the win.
He's going on to battle for first and second place. Now we're going to have our next battle. See who's going up against Andrea. Alexander Element is going to be in the chase, and Stanislav Tarasov is going to be in the lead. It looks like Element smacked the wall a little bit. Get these guys to come out here. They're getting staged up. Mercedes on Mercedes battle here. Stanislav Tarasov in the lead. Alexander Element in the chase, coming in with a nice initiation from Stanislav Tarasov. Being able to fill out that first outer zone, using that left foot brake to kind of stabilize his car, going into outer zone 2 and going to outer zone 3. Beautiful fill out all the way out there. And here is Alexander Element keeping that proximity the whole way through. Stanislav Tarasov is the lead driver. They both have the same livery, but different numbers going into that final outer zone. Beautiful fill out from these guys.
Yeah, it's a good thing I have my name tags on here. It's the first battle today with both drivers that I'm actually familiar with. Looks like we got Stanislav Tarasov in the chase and Alexander Element in the lead. Alexander getting pretty close to that wall here. Stanislav matching the angle perfectly though, as they might even have the same setup on the same car, driving it just about the same way. Coming through 4, matching that angle perfectly. It's Stanislav. This is a mirror image run so far, I gotta say. Getting real close there into our last zone. He's actually clipping the door of Alexander Element.
Looks like Stanislav Tarasov gets the win, moves on to the battle of first and second place. Now it's our battle for third place. Jake, I'll let you take this one away.
This is the battle for third place?
Yep, battle for third place. Should be an exciting one. Mercedes on Mercedes battle yet again.
Gregory versus Alexander. And Alexander's off the line. Gregory in the chase, giving him just enough room here, and he makes contact. I have no idea how Alexander escaped the wall there. And Gregory again actually clipping through the body of Alexander Element. And it looks like he's just about got the hang of it, giving him no room to breathe though. And into 6, not letting up at all, is Gregory, and across the line. Oh, and it looks like, I'm not sure whose fault that was.
They have figured it out. Alexander Element gets 3rd place. Yeah. The Mercedes wins. One of the Mercedes wins. Yeah. Both liveries, same livery, just different number. There we go. Battle for 1st place. Stanislav Tarasov in the Mercedes, and Andreev is in the BMW, coming in here trying to get that chase run as close as possible, and trying to give that pressure to Stanislav Tarasov in the outer zone 2. Outer zone 3 is a good fill out. Here's Stanislav Tarasov all the way in deep outer zone 3, going to outer zone 4. Nice fill out on outer zone 4 as well. Beautiful lead lap, mirror image of his previous laps on the previous battles. But here is Andreev keeping door to door with Stanislav Tarasov. BMW versus Mercedes. I was talking to Rome Charpentier last night, asking him when is he going to drift a Viper, and he said never. He loves them BMWs. And here we go. Andreev is in the lead. Stanislav Tarasov in the chase. Winner gets the top spot on the podium. Andreev is able to fill out that first outer zone. Not as much angle as Stanislav in that first outer zone, but able to fill it out. Nice and consistent, being very predictable in the lead line. And here comes Andreev going through outer zone 3 and 4. Beautiful fill out. Stanislav is choking up a little bit, but it looks like Andrew actually made a straighten out and forced himself going into the wall. Was there contact?
Yeah, there was contact there from the chase during the transition. Oh, but it looks like the judges do not need a review. It looks like Stanislav Tarasov gets the win.
Yeah, Stanislav Tarasov gets the win, gets 1st place. And Alexander Element gets 3rd place. And Andreev gets 2nd place. I've worded that so weird. Stanislav 1st, Andreev 2nd, and Alexander Element 3rd place. This was IVDC. And we're at Circuit Pas de la Casa in Spain. All right, guys. So these guys are going to do a 3-man tandem like always, usually every sim, or they're actually posing for a photo. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your evening. And thank you for watching IVDC.
See you guys. Thanks.